Welcome, A-Train PC Classic fans, to A-Train PC Classic with Omnius Prime. Episode 5, Tourist Haven 3, Finish Second Year. So here I am. It's July 31st. I haven't really gone very far from the last video. I'm still working on improving employee morale. Whoops, let's get to the company info. And we can see that workload is still an appropriate amount. The employee status is still working hard. Now, let's run some clock here and see how. Now, this is finished the company retreat. All the employees' morale is high. And so here's the picture of the lovely Ms. Redmond in the bikini, frolicking on the beach with the other guys back behind, watching the action. Now, let's take a look and see if we've gotten anywhere with, now, workload appropriate amount, employee status, cheerful. Okay, yeah, so we're looking good. So finally, I've managed to get the employee status up to cheerful. And a happy set of employees will be a productive set of employees. And of course, now what I need to do is figure out what am I going to research next. I don't really need an increase in workforce. I'm not going to worry about the operational improvement since it costs $26 billion. And that's about all. That's all the money I have. What about this garage expansion? Boy, that's $10 million. I don't want to do fare hikes and fare reductions yet. 30 days, $1.5 million. That doesn't look bad. Boy, so this is going to be kind of, what's streetcars look like? There's an advanced streetcar. Well, I might as well get started on the advanced streetcar. Now, that's an improved streetcar. So let's go to the advanced, because I'm going to want to increase my, so let's see, let's work on service facility. Gives me 50, so it raises the fare by 4 cents. So let's go ahead and try that, but the highest ridership, so it'll go from 170%. You can have overflow. So let's go with service facility. That raises the fare to 52 cents. And now I need to do, ooh, there's 4 colors. There's 5 colors. Cool. Okay, let's get a nice bright red roof. The sides are going to be nice bright green. Body, let's do blue, nice deep blue. Door, how about that color? Burgundy or whatever. And then a line in yellow. Yeah, that looks good. Love a nice, loud, colorful vehicle. Okay, so I'm just progressing along. The second year is going to be mainly run clock, make money. I'm not really going to worry too much about building stuff. I'm still waiting to see if, check the message log. So demand for entertainment is getting higher. That's nice. So when are you going to give me a subsidy for the entertainment building? Because that's what I'd like to do. So I'm going to have to, looks like I need to adjust my my freight and stuff. As you can see, I've pretty much emptied out the lot here by North Alioth. I've got a whole bunch built up here in McGrez, so I need to shift the schedule up and start running some stuff up here to Iraq. That's why I'm working on the um, semi truck. So I'll be back in a little while, further along in the game. Now, it's January 6th, 2004, and I've run some clock, made some money, and the one thing that I ended up doing was I paid down the first loan I have, the $50 million loan, and I ended up paying. Let's see if I can see it real easy. Where is the interest expense on the loans? Ah, there it is. Paid interest of 10,291,000. So I decided that in the first year, if I had to sum up the first year, I would sum it up with the word expansion. And the word for my second year that I'm going through right now, I think it's consolidation. So what I've decided I wanted to do is pay down a loan, because what I'm trying to do is get ready for um, going public, so that I can get money by selling stock to the general public. And if I'm paying a dividend rate of about 5%, that's a heck of a lot better than the interest rates I was paying. Now, currently the interest rates are down to 9.1% and 10.6 instead of near 13%. So, I mean, I could, in one sense, just go ahead, pay off all the loans and borrow anew. Now, when you pay a loan off early, like I paid a $50,000 early payoff fee, which was half of the 100,000 loan origination fee that I paid when I originally made the loan. Um, but what I wanted to do was book that 10 million in interest expense and take it off on my profit for this year to kind of reduce my tax bill. So let's take a look. Right now I'm at almost 1.2 billion in sales, but my costs are 983 million. But right now I have a current pre-tax net profit of 126 million. Right now I've got 49 million in corporate taxes that I'm going to owe, plus whatever I owe for fixed assets. So my right now my current net profit is 77 million. So obviously by June 1st I have to have 77 million cash on hand. So my goal is right now make money and pile up the cash. I'm not going to worry about expansion right now. What I want to do is get through the second fiscal year with a profit, be able to pay off my taxes and not borrow anything more. And then I have to remember that I'm going to need about 30 million to pay a decent 5% dividend. Because what I want to do is pay a decent dividend to make sure that I'm going to attract a lot of new capital from the sale of stock. You know, people will see my dividend record of 2 years of 5%, which will be hopefully ahead of what the other companies are paying. So they'll want to put some money into my company. Then, of course, I can always play bait and switch and drop the dividend amount to save a little money, but never, never, never go zero. I want to try to always keep my dividend rate competitive with the competition. Now, I finally got an interesting offer on subsidies. So now I have this new subsidy that will last until the end of November 2004. 65% aid will be applied to the construction of ground level line in Alcade Town. Now, at first, the first thing they offered me was, I don't know, like 50% off on a ground line. And I didn't take them up on it. I really just wasn't ready to do anything with roads. So I decided, no, I'm not going to build the roads, even if it is 50% subsidy. I just didn't have any reason to it at that point. But now, 65% aid on building up railroad track? Oh, yeah. So, where is Alcade Town, you might ask? Okay. Basically, it's from where you see this road here, okay, to the left in other words, to the south of this road here. So all of this is Alcade Town. Now, what I want to do, and my intention always was to run a passenger line from here down along here, have a station right here next to, yes, what I'm building up here. Probably going to be another, some type of big entertainment building. So have a station here, and then have a station here next to my Monterey Bay Aquarium and this streetcar line. I think what I'll do is I'll make this a double platform station and also run a small line out off the edge of the map to the little city, the small city that is to the south of me. My original idea was to try to come in from over here through the woods, but I would need underground rail technology. So let's just take a quick gander and run it out here, and it says, see, I need underground rail technology. That's a $50 million investment. So I'm not going to bother with $50 million just to run a short little line from that village when I can do it far cheaper with the second line. So my plan is going to be one passenger line with 3 stations here, then one that's just going to have the go from by the aquarium straight out to the village and back, just a boom 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 quick line. Now the other thing is right here is a material factory. So the other thing that I want to do is run a freight line from here down here, okay? Because I can build a port either here or here. So I could, this agricultural cooperative is producing 4 per day, so here's something I can export. Of course, I have logging around here. So what I have to do now is figure out where I want to place a freight station so that I can take advantage of logging and this agricultural cooperative. So that's going to be a fun little chore to figure out where I can build a freight station. And see, I was thinking I might need to build it way back here to take advantage of the logging. So if I take a quick look at my subsidiaries, construct logging site, let's see, where am I going to be able to place things? I could go here. That looks pretty good. So, or do I go, say, something like here, telling me I don't have the required building materials. But like here, let's see. Yeah, I'm just not going to be anywhere near this little materials depot to do logging. So I'd either have to build logging and truck it, which, it could be a possibility that that's exactly what I'll do. Build the freight station over here, for the train, and then just run, put my logging camps out here somewhere, and have a little truck run logs to the freight station. And then I'd also have agriculture to haul. I'm not going to worry about hauling this other factories construction materials. It's just not big enough. It won't produce enough. So that's going to be an interesting situation. Now I want to just do a little bit of what if. So let's come back here and take a look at track. Now, if I were to build track from like here to here to here, that would be about 10,530,000, and I'd get a subsidy of 6.8 million. Now, if I build, a track from somewhere about right here over to here, that's going to be another 20 million, but that'll be another 13 million in subsidies. So I've spent about 30 million, and I can get back about 20 million in subsidies. And of course, that's just the passenger line. And then I can run another one out here. Whoops. And if I went, say, here to here to here to out, don't have enough funds, but that'll probably, that'll probably run me, just don't have the funds. So another 6 million, and there we go. So yeah, that would be about 8 million, and I'd get another 5 back. So as you can see, it's probably going to take me 40, 80, maybe 100 million to lay the tracks. Now I'm going to have to worry about crossing, building building the passenger line on solid ground, and then like I did with the freight station, build an incline. In other words, build my station, and then what I would do is, whoops, I thought I said it, raise it. There we go. So then we would be doing raising it up, crossing it over. I don't mind the freight line being slowed down a little bit, because it's only going to be a one line, basically one stop thing. I want to make sure that the passenger train flows real nice. So I'm going to be back in a moment, and I'm going to show you another little bit of what if. Now I can restart the game, and I still have my 40 million to play with, because now I've got to get materials down in this area somewhere so that I can build stations down here, okay? Or like a materials factory over here. So let's have a little fun with a little bit of, so now I have this factory over here, and I'm not utilizing my stuff enough. So let's just see what is, utilization is 90%, which isn't bad, but I want to do better. So now what I'm thinking of doing is, let's see, run it right here, go incline, let's rotate, okay. Let's see, we're going to go, nope. This is always kind of fun. There we go. Okay. Let's see, now if I go incline again and change grade. It pops down. Oh, that's perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that in. Now I build my road from here. Whoops. Oh, how about there to there to somewhere like about there. Okay, so now what I can do is so let's see how this will fit up, and if I do a construct a truck parking here. Okay, so let's see. That cost me $1,286,000. That's 1.517. So build that one there. Build another one. Rotate it and pop it in right there. So let's see. That will cost me about $35 million. Now I can have another truck running materials from up here to down here, and then I can say build material right there, and oh yeah, let's just go back from here and look at the freight range. So I can get out to here. So I have to be careful. Now what I might do, I'm going to have to look at it, how I'm going to run the freight and stuff. Might only be 3. So I mean, I might get away with a 4 length freight station. I'm going to probably do a 4 length passenger station. So this is how I intend to get materials from here down to there. And of course that's going to cost me, like I said, it is, by the time I build it all, that's almost another $40 million. So I'm probably looking at about 150 million or so by the time I get done putting in my stations, because then I'm also going to have to move. I'm going to build a materials factory B here, have some materials here, so that obviously I can build that station here. So that's another 20 million. So we're probably around 170 million. And some change. So yeah, about 170 million is kind of what I'm thinking about as far as a budget to pull this project off. Now, right now, I've got almost 129 million in unused bank credit. So that means I'm going to have to scrounge up about another 40 million or so to get that trick done, plus at least another 50 million to pop a port in there. So it looks like it's probably about close to a $225 million endeavor to connect Alcade Town with passenger and freight, and get ready for the next, that'll be my next big expansion. So in the 3rd year, I'll be back to going public and another expansion. But I'm still having to wait to play it by ear to see just how much it's going to take me to get to the going public. I might have to pay down another loan amount. So I will be back in a little while. I'm going to let clock run and get near the fiscal year end, and let's see how much money I have saved up because, yeah, I'll probably need a lot of money saved up to pay my taxes and my dividends before I can start now this new expansion project. Back a little sooner than expected because I want to um, take you through a new decision point I'm going to have to make in the research area. So, your yearly subsidiary profit has reached $90 million. Cool. Unfortunately, subsidiary profit is not a game goal. So, now the low floor bus is completed. Price was as expected. The development was successful this time. The performance improved more than expected. Good. So let's get back down here. Now, how did my bus work out? So let's go back and let's just take a quick look in my bus line here. We'll go to discontinue. So I've got low floor bus at 504 and 504, 86 people, 79. 86 people, and I got the 50-cent fare. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 79. Ooh, don't want to get rid of the wrong one. Okay, so low floor bus is now 504 per kilometer for running costs, high speed, acceleration performance high. Fare is 50 cents a kilometer. Capacity is now 86 people. Highest ridership, only 112%. Durability, high. So I'm basically done with bus development for now. The only thing now is going to be to test out what to do with it. But I need to get into the passenger freight line. I don't see there. So what I need to do, so let's go here. So I've got a whole bunch of different choices here. I even have this fancy schmancy high-tech express. So if I look at my improvements, I have an express passenger train. And let's take a look at, because it has a little better. So now my highest speed, I can do high speed. Okay. And that's kind of what I need. Now that development cost is going to be like $19,500,000. Okay, so let's now take a look at new ones. A passenger train. That looks kind of funky doodle. Let's look at this high-tech express. What if I went and said proceed? So that would be $22 million. And it would already be high speed, high acceleration performance, high durability, 58 people per the coach. So, or do I do the, nope, let's go back here to the express passenger. And if I did the highest speed, so that's 19.5. Wow. You know, I think maybe I was thinking of improving it, but it might be. See, that's the improved passenger, and that's the high tech, but it's already high speed, 7 coaches, 58 people, and let's see, what's my capacity? I'm at 62 people. Okay, so I've actually got a little higher carrying capacity, but 58 people, that's pretty good. You know what? I guess I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and do this spiffy high-tech express. Boom. And I guess what I want to do is let's see, what do I want to do? Drop the running cost down to $30.85. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that's going to cost me $24 million. Whew. And I've got $54 million in the bank. Well, let's do it. And now, let's see, I got to the body. I like that flaming red. Now, let's go green this time. Boom. Or we're going to do blue, so let's look at blue. Let's look at some yellow. Let's look at some bright red. That looks kind of spiffy. Okay. So, yeah, let's call it that. Boom. So 132 days for passenger train development, and it's going to be expensive, but what I can probably fit in another one, and maybe pump up the serviceability, pump up the fare. And then I'd have that express train for my new routes instead of just putting in the old train. So all these wonderful little decisions to make. Now, the one thing is I think I like that. I'm glad about getting the 65% subsidy for the ground tracks to Alcade Town because, yeah, now it's worth getting ready to take advantage of that particular. Now that I've done all that research on buses, what I want to do is swap out the buses. So what I'm going to do is remove my 3 buses. And then turn around and sell them. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. So I can get 1.7 million on it. I'm losing about 230,000, it looks like, fixed asset sales loss. So let's go ahead and sell those because I'm going to now purchase the low floor bus. Okay, I'm going to purchase 3 of them. When that's going to cost me $1.9 million. Okay, so it's about $200,000. Now I'm going to come here, change the name, City Loop 1. I kind of like to organize buses real nice. I'm going to come back here to the color code and make them yellow again. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the bus right here. I have to reverse the direction, okay? Check my service schedule. Okay, so now operating hours. I don't have any off days. I'm going to do, whoops, 6 to 2200. I want this bus to kind of stop in about an hour early before the 2300. So what I'm doing is kind of staggering my buses. And now let's check my deadhead and my operating. See here was one of the problems is this bus is trying to just, after it comes across this loop, it's going to go straight. This was an initial problem in the setup of this bus because in the deadhead hours, the stupid bus was going straight. It wasn't turning into the North Alley off bus station and going to its little allotted space. And now down at the bottom, you can see here that it's going straight and it's not going down to the Temple stop. So now by making it turn left, now it's going to hit the Temple stop, go around the radio tower. And then what I'm going to do is make that a turnaround so it's not going up to this little nub of a street, wasting time and going back. So that looks good. Departure conditions are going to be not 5 minutes, but 10. Buses wait 5 minutes, but in my main station, I want, now this is what I want to see, deadhead hours. See how the arrow is straight? I want it turning left, going right into the station, okay? So that it's not running around all night, wasting money, which was what it was doing when the game was initially set up. So that was kind of poor scenario setup. So That looks good. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and let's copy to these two low floor buses. Name, line color, service schedule. Boom. Now what I can do is come here, make him City Loop 2, make him City Loop 3. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with City Loop 2, come in here, let's go ahead and place him right here. He's going in the correct direction. And now go into the service schedule. Now my operating hours, I want to be 6:30. Oops. 6:30 to 22:30. Okay. So I'm staggering by a half an hour, at least with the 3 buses. Okay. Now what I have to do is go to the North Alley Ave station, departure condition. See, it's picked up the 10 minutes from the copy. But what I need to do is now change the movement setup so that it's going to stand number 2. City Loop 3, place it. It's going in the correct direction. Back to the service schedule. Operating hours are going to be now 7 to, I'm going to try 2,300 hours and see how that works. I might have to adjust it back to 2230 or something and just see how the midnight run goes. But at least now you can see how it's going to turn and go into the barn on the deadhead hours. And on the operating hours, it's going to make the turns correctly. And that's what I want to see. So, and the movement set up. Now what I need to do is go to stand number 3. Okay. Now what I can do here is let's reorder him to the bottom. Let's reorder him to the bottom. And now those 3 city buses are all nice in order right now. So if I do a little come back here. Now let's watch and see if the buses will come back into the barn nice and line up in the 3 stands. So there goes stand number 1, there goes stand number 2, and there goes stand number 3. So now I have just replaced the buses, and hopefully they're going to make me some money. Finally, I'm back, and now we're ready to finish up the 2nd fiscal year. So let's go ahead and run clock. Yearly population growth, 3,000 people achieved. So that's good, because more people means more butts in the seats. And that means I'll get to my goals. Okay, so this quarter was in the black. Keep this momentum. So, annual sales, 1.583 million. Cost of sales, 1.308 million. So my, let's see, my gross profit ended up 275 million for gross profit. Now let's just come on down and see what we have here. Current pre-tax net profit, 186.2 million. Corporate taxes are going to be 72.3 million. So my current net profit this year was 113.8 million. Just a little bit better than last year. But then again, this was a year of consolidation and not expansion. So now let's, we in the black, consecutive 2 years achieved. So that's helping for my going public. There we go. Now, Ooh, and then there's the lovely lady from the head of city planning. So let's see what we've got going here. Now, um, before I get into the latest one, we got a 65% aid will be applied to construction of the ground level line in Alcade Town, and I think I talked about my plans for that. And I have to do that by the end of November 2004. Now I have a new one until the end of January in 2005, so less than a year. 25% aid will be applied to the construction of an entertainment building in Alioth Town, which is what I've been wanting. And of course, it has to be right there, right near the tail end of me doing the railroad expansion in Alcade Town. And then this newest one that she just told me about, by the end of March 2005, 30% aid will be applied to the construction of a manufacturing building in Doobie So let's just take a quick look at where Doobie is. Doobie up here. So I'd have to build a manufacturing building. In other words, kind of like maybe a materials factory B. But I'm not sure that that's going to be, I'm not so much interested in that right now. I've got materials flowing up into Doobie just fine right now. So that's not as big of an attraction for me as it might be. So let's take a quick look over here and look at my company info real quick. So I have now 235 people, so I dropped four. No, I gained 6 people because I wasn't, building up businesses. Now my workload's still the appropriate amount, and my employee status is still cheerful. That's what I like. Now, what I'm going to want to do is, let's see, in 25 days, the seasonal tour is going to end. And then I can take a look to see if I'm going to get the research for going public. Because I really want that, because I want to get the going public so I get that big stock sale and boom, I'm in the money just in time to do the big construction of the rail system in Alcade Town and the entertainment building in Alioth Town. I already have a space reserved here. I have a space reserved here. And I've been thinking in my plans that I had been planning on running the streetcar line down here to here, right next to where that Alcade Town station. I want to build right here, and run the streetcar line down here, up here, along the street. But then I was thinking that maybe instead of running it up here, up around the back end of this here towards the station, I might decide to extend instead of playing around with garage expansions and building garage, is just build an extension line from here down here and build a station about right here, and then end up right next to my streetcar line. Because it's starting to look like, and of course what I'll have to do is I'll have to ship some supplies from the materials factory I'm building here with a materials depot here is truck materials up this little road here that I can make and into this area, and then I build the train station. Because what I'm starting to look at is my, let's go take a look at what was it, sales report, huh? Let's look at railway. So now, let's go back a year. So I had a railway profit and loss of 74 million last year, 32 million the year before, so that was a good jump. My road transport, I ended up with 1.3 million profit versus 769,000 the year before. So that's nice, but I mean, right now I know that my road transport income is dogging it, and I got to get to 20 million. So I have to build up some bus lines and drop some buses on. Let's see. Now we're looking at the streetcar. So the streetcar, I made 922,000 second year, 844,000 the first year, and all I did was add two stops and one streetcar. So and I have to hit 5 million. So I'm almost 20% there. So I'm thinking, yeah, I don't have to extend my streetcar line out quite so much. So now I've gotten through finishing up the second year, and I think that this should do it for this episode. I have, let's see, how much in the bank? I have 68 million in the bank. Take a look at the balance sheet, and I see that I have accrued corporate tax of 72 million, so I'm about 4 million short there, and accrued fixed asset tax of 12.5 million. So I need another 16.5 million in cash to pay my corporate and fixed asset taxes by June 1, and then I'll probably need another 30 million to pay my dividends. Probably want to try to do another 5%. If I haven't gotten to the going public ability yet. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the next year is going to be. Definitely a year of expansion, and hopefully I get to go public. Hope you'll be back for the next episode to see how I do in year 3.